Also, feel free to use there's information things in the back folders I can send you beforehand to send to them.
I did. Yeah, and I sent a link. Yeah. But
okay,
probably should have. I don't. We're in like a virtual time where we are. We're asking too much of speakers to like get on a call ahead of a call, like ahead of a panel, and like ask them to like do a sound check and let's talk through your questions and blah, blah, blah. And let's do that 3 or 4 times before this event that I'm not actually paying you for. I just lean toward the side of like, we're all professionals and we do this on the fly all the time. So yes.
So I have a question for, I guess, more so Candice and Brian. Do you still receive honorariums for virtual events?
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
How does that work?
I mean, yeah, it's not always as much as the in-person. There's no hotel and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'd say it's 70% of the same amount.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, can we take 1 second and talk about TikTok's new fund?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Tell me about it.
TikTok announced, for no political reason at all, that they are launching a $200 million fund. And I'm using quotations because I don't actually know how the money's being given out and what instrument, to give to creators, American creators, to make more content for their platform.
Huh. Are they afraid that there's going to be an exit of creators?
Well, they're afraid that they're going to get shut down by the government.
Bingo.
So they're paying for them to stay, and for them to kind of advocate for it not getting shut down.
Yep.
Yep. Yikes.
They also announced they're going to hire an American CEO and hire somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 new jobs in America for no particular reason at all.
And they're considering selling the company to American investors.
I did see that. I didn't hear about the fund though.
There will be a line out the door to be those investors.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
It's like buying Facebook after it was already Facebook,
Yeah. You kind of get to see the future already. So, yikes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited.
Scary.
We have a guest judge tonight. I'm super pumped.
Whoop, whoop.
This is my shoulder.
Me too.
I see.
I like it.
And then we all got weird because we're waiting.
Maybe one day we should do a coordinated box dance routine.
We should have what?
We should do like a in-box dance routine.
Oh, in our box? I don't think I will.
Yeah, We'll work on it in real life.
Hollywood Square style?
No, that's Silicon Valley Squares. We're not competing with them. This is not a competition.
Is that a show? Is that a real show?
Silicon Valley Squares? Is that shade?
I mean, I'm talking about Hollywood Squares, like the real show, Hollywood Squares.
Okay, first of all, some of our friends are on the show, so let's start there.
But do they have cats though?
No one has cats like we have cats.
So then it's not a real show.
He likes making his appearance like every time.
That's fine. You never know. One of my kids could show up at any point now. I fed them ahead of time. Oh my goodness.
Right. Marlon says we're supposed to start, so we should start.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Well, you're watching live. Welcome to TwitchPitch, the very first live stream pitch competition on Twitch where you, the viewer, votes for companies you like the best. If you're new to Twitch, let's review. So during round 1, we'll watch as each starter presents their pitch deck in 5 minutes or less, and then the judges will begin their Q&A. After we selected, viewers submitted questions for the founders to answer. In the end, the audience and the judges will have the opportunity to vote in the polls for the company they like the best. The most simple way to determine which company you like the best is just simply ask yourself, would I invest in this company? 12 companies will pitch over the next 6 episodes, but only the top 3 with the most votes will be considered for the grand prize. And from that 3 will come the chosen one. And guess what? The tiebreaker is the audience vote. Companies this season are competing for a grand prize of $10,000 in cold hard cash. Your panels of judges are from the team at Lightship Capital. Alexis is an investor at Lightship Capital and a health tech enthusiast. Brian Brackeen is a partner at Lightship and is an expert in artificial intelligence and machine learning. And Candice Matthews Brackeen is the founder of Hillman Accelerator, general partner at Lightship, and an expert in all things CPG and e-commerce. Now, tonight we have a very special guest judge, Dawn Dickson. And as CEO and founder of four-time successful cash positive companies since 2002, Dawn has more than proven herself to be one of the nation's top entrepreneurs on the rise. Among many other ventures, she is the CEO of PopCom, an automated retail company that uses facial recognition, AI, and blockchain technology to help retailers collect valuable customer insights. Dawn has received numerous awards and accolades for her innovative business savvy and pitching skills. She's been featured in a myriad of media outlets, including Forbes, Black Enterprise, Fortune, and a number more. She's been featured in Who's Who in Black Columbus and Black Atlanta, honored as Legacy Miami's top 40 under 40 leaders in South Florida, and listed among 50 young visionary women leaders to watch by Innovative magazine. Needless to say, Dawn is experienced, accomplished, and an amazing woman in every area. She's most definitely one to watch, and we're excited to welcome her as our very first guest judge on TwitchPitch.
Hi. Like, stop talking, everybody.
So good. I'm like, who is this?
Yes.
All the things.
I love it. I'm so excited. I was so excited to have you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've been in many competitions myself, so I love hearing new cool ideas and hear about new startups. So I'm excited to be here.
Did you hear that humble? I've been in a lot of competitions myself. It should have been like, I've won.
I've won myself.
I've won a lot. Yes, and I know that it takes a lot of, courage and everyone that's going to pitch and part of the competition, they got it. They can do it. So it's you got this, guys.
Oh, I love the positivity.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't are you guys ready to jump right in?
Yeah. Why not?
So for Dawn,
I have one question. I have one question for Dawn.
Yeah.
I have one quick question first, Dawn. I hear you've been quite busy over these past couple of weeks. Would you mind maybe telling the world something you've recently done? Maybe that starts with the word A and ends with choir.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? It's every day. Yes, we acquired a company called Wiser with the help of my board member, Mr. Brackeen. And we're excited because Wiser, that was an amazing company to bring under PopCom. So this is my actual first M&A transaction, first of many to come. And I learned a lot, and so a lot more to learn, always something new, but it is exciting. Thank you.
Congratulations. Such a big deal.
We're so proud.
Such a big Ohio win.
Yes, I love all the tweets you posted, Candice. I was like, oh my gosh. That's like a little documentary or something.
Yeah. So it pulled the whole thing together. Like, it really did. It really did.
We gotta do a documentary about that. I mean, I didn't realize until I seen it all. I mean, I knew it, but it just was in my face. And I was like, wow, a lot of the stuff happening really came from like that group in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It matters. It matters.
You did. Thank you for being a pioneer, Candice Matthews Brackeen.
I'm just putting out calendar invites. That's literally all that was. So.
All right. So we're going to watch a pitch and then bring the person on live.
Cool.
Lexi.
Oh, sorry. Our pitching tonight, we have Mouth Off and Oralto. And to start off, we have Mouth Off.
Oh, we got new graphics. What's going on down here at the bottom?
Hey, Marlon Voice of God is really going all out now. Here we go. It's always like that 5 seconds while I'm pulling it up.
Hi, I'm here today to talk about the $7 billion Americans spend and waste on fresh breath products that don't work. That's 100 million people repeatedly buying gums, mints, and strips that at best temporarily mask bad breath, but don't eliminate it. And masking it isn't sufficient. Once that minty flavor fades away, you're still stuck with that unpleasant odor and its consequences. Bad breath, whether morning breath, coffee breath, or a more serious halitosis condition, is caused by sulfur compounds. And no product on the market today can get rid of them. Until now. I'm Camille, founder of Mouth Off, the dissolving gum that eliminates bad breath. I love consumer products. I worked at Danone, L'Oreal, and my previous business was a functional drink which sold online and in retail. A couple of years ago, I was consulting for a global biotech and learned of an extraordinary fresh breath ingredient they discovered. Since they're a B2B business, they didn't know what to do with it. But with my consumer experience, I saw an opportunity and I jumped on it. I negotiated an exclusive license, and this was the beginning of Mouth Off. With my food engineers, we created a formula that acts as a delivery mechanism for the ingredient. You chew, it binds to, deactivates, and cleans away the sulfur compounds. And in 2 minutes, it's gone. Those other products are literally candy, which is why they're sold next to the chocolates in the candy aisle. We're fundamentally different and significantly better than those products. They only mask odor for 15 minutes, while we eliminate bad breath for 4 hours. We have clinical research to back this up, and consumer testing shows that Mouth Off consistently removes even the strongest garlic breath. We know consumers want better options. Our data shows 60% prefer and are ready to switch to Mouth Off. And due to COVID and everyone wearing a mask, we're all becoming a little bit more aware of our own breath. Mouth Off solves for this too. Mouth Off is in line with today's consumers' taste and preferences. It's convenient. It dissolves in 2 minutes, so there's no need to spit it out, which also means it's eco-friendly. Our gum won't create litter, and it's better for you. There's no sugar, no artificial ingredients. It's all plant-based. We're on track to launch by the end of 2020, and in just 1 year, we've hit the major milestones needed for launching a new consumer brand. We secured the exclusive license with our biotech partner. We created and tested full functionality of the formula, and we partnered with a manufacturer in the US who is ready to start production. We're ready and excited to be bringing the 100 million people affected a solution that truly works. As a high-frequency repeat purchase, Mouth Off is perfect for a D2C subscription. We'll offer a monthly supply of gum with a refillable pocket dispenser for on the go. As you can see, we've invested in a great brand with an edgy feel and modern packaging. And data shows that our subscription model has great unit economics. And we're not just relying on traditional D2C paid marketing. We're also launching in retail with a 2-piece pack. This will generate sales and also act as a discovery engine for the subscription product and lead to full distribution in drug, grocery, and big box. And I'm excited to announce today that we've already secured 2 distribution partners, a chain of dental practices and an office bathroom supplier, both perfect channels where fresh breath is top of mind. People have been treating bad breath the same way for decades. We're revolutionizing the $7 billion industry with a more effective and convenient product, our dissolving gum. And this patent-pending formula is also a better delivery vehicle to solve for other consumer health needs. Plaque removal is next, again with the first-to-market exclusive ingredient, with immunity and gut health to follow. We're the perfect team. As I mentioned earlier, I've done this before. I developed brands for some of the largest food and cosmetics companies in the world. Ola, my COO, is a 2-time founder and an expert in e-commerce and logistics. And my biotech partner, they're a leader in bioinnovation, and their technology generates over $10 billion in annual revenue. We'd love to have you join us in building a great brand, solving for a widespread problem with a proven scientific approach. So join us in vanquishing bad breath once and for all.
I tell you, Dawn, it's serious on this show.
Okay. Is this live? Did she just do that just now?
Well, and now we're going to bring on the team. Just like that.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
It was an amazing pitch. It makes perfect sense. Also, interestingly enough, our guest judge tonight knows a lot about health and biome and all those things, something that she's very serious about. So you pulled the kind of the perfect panel here for your product. So
also met some people that can use mouth off. So,
I wish I had it every day, so I get it.
Who'd like to go first?
I'll start. Tell me a little bit how you came to the idea of doing a subscription model. I don't know if I know of any other kind of D2C gum companies or candy companies. I mean, I can think of D2C, oral care companies, but they are typically your toothbrush or toothpaste. So tell me a little bit how you landed on the subscription model as part of your business model.
Absolutely. So our 3 pillars for the business are superior efficacy, convenience, and eco-friendliness. And a subscription model falls within our convenience pillar. And we have tested this and gotten great feedback from consumers telling us that they actually do want this as a subscription. So we're excited to be asking them how many pieces of gum they chew a day. Are you a 1 to 2 piece of gum a day or a 4 to 5? And then be able to give them on a monthly basis what they need so they can make sure that they never run out.
Okay, cool. And I'm a gum chewer. I chew it also just for having something to do. So it's dissolvable. How are people feeling about it being gone in 15 minutes?
So yeah, so it's actually gone in under 2 minutes. So even faster than 15 minutes. So we have also tested this, and we've gotten great feedback from our test panels and consumers. Some of the things that we learned and insights are that the number 1 and 2 reasons why people chew gum are either to get rid of their bad breath or to prevent bad breath. A smaller portion of the population choose it for something to do or for focus and also potentially for appetite cessation. These are some of the other needs that we found, but those were significantly smaller than the other 2, which we found to be the biggest opportunity. And thought that once we learned about how current gum was made and a lot of the ingredients that you find in gum today, we could also disrupt and innovate this product category to make sure that the format was in line with what consumers are looking for today, which are plastic-free products, convenient products, eco-friendly products.
Cool, makes sense. Next up, who wants it?
I'll ask a question. Oh, okay. This is the quick question. How did you conduct your research? You reference research a lot and reports and what customers' feedback are, but what was your customer discovery process?
Yeah, so we conducted research in 3 different ways. We tested ads on Facebook and saw landing page conversions. That was one way to understand what our potential CAC would be, as well as whether people would be interested and want to buy this kind of a product online. We also used a testing site called Alpha HQ, which enables us to panel wide groups of people within our target demographic. And so on average, had over 200 respondents. And finally, when we were doing the formulation, we also tested with users. Oh, I also would like to add that my ingredient partner, the biotech, has also done a lot of testing, including in vitro. And they also conducted a clinical test earlier this year on the ingredient to show the efficacy and to help us substantiate the claims that it lasts for at least 4 hours as well.
I've got a question around growth. It feels like this product is just much better than the other products in the market. It's really almost like in its own category, right? And so it seems to me that just getting it in as many hands as possible, as many people can try it as possible, is how you're going to win. So how are you thinking about growing the company?
Yeah, so we're planning on launching D2C, but are also looking at alternate retail channels in year 1 with expansion into traditional retail in year 2. In terms of getting it into people's hands, we definitely want to be sampling and creating partnerships. We're looking right now and speaking to a dating site as a potential partner. We think that, you know, individuals that are in the dating pool as well as early on in their careers are people who are much more conscious of the presentation that they're making, or the impact that they're making on others. So we see those as great channels for partnerships, trial, and sampling. And finally, we do plan and are currently putting together our strategy for micro-influencers. We believe that this product has so much potential for demonstration. We've actually tested it on garlic water, on morning breath, after coffee breath, after spicy food, like you know, sriracha hummus. So we can't wait to have influencers do a demo and share that with their consumers and users. We think that third-party validation and testimonials will be very impactful for the growth of our brand.
Lexi?
So you mentioned in the presentation growing and maybe moving into kind of gut health and some other areas, but are you able to take this compound and maybe move deeper within the oral category? Are you interested in, you know, toothpastes, mouthwashes? What does that look like? What else could you do with the compound?
Yeah, so with the compound, it is unstable in water. So as long as it's not in a water formulation, we could definitely look to innovate in that respect. We, though, have patent pending on dissolving gum, and we really do feel, again, based on the 3 pillars, which are superior efficacy, convenience, and eco-friendliness, that this ability to problem solve for consumers on the go is a real opportunity to disrupt. We do plan within the oral care category to introduce a plaque removal product. Again, this will be a first to market with our ingredient supplier that we're very excited for. It should be ready in the next couple of years. But we see dissolving gum as a better, superior delivery mechanism for active ingredients and functionality. And so plan to continue to innovate within that specific format and delivery mechanism.
Great. And is there an opportunity at all for you to acquire the compound?
So our biotech partner is over $10 billion. They are going to be, they have been a partner to us now for 2 years. They will continue to be a partner to us in the future. We have a joint development agreement with them, though I do not think that us being able to acquire them is a realistic potential.
So, what is your IP, or do you have an exclusivity partnership with them? Like, what protects what you're doing?
So there are 2 pieces of IP in this business. Dissolving gum is one. So we have a patent pending that we just filed on it. It is actually very difficult to create a dissolving gum, especially one that is all plant-based with no sugar and no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors. And then we have an exclusive license on this new fresh breath ingredient where we'll be first to market with it. And it's being commercialized for us. And my biotech partner, the ingredient supplier, has IP protecting that ingredient. They have patents around it. And additionally, they have know-how. It's actually very difficult to make. So we feel that we are very well protected.
Excellent. I think we've got at least one audience question here. We'll bring Alexia back to share.
Hello. So, sorry if I missed this, but do you need FDA approval?
Should I read? Is this the one about the FDA approval?
Yes.
So all ingredients are GRAS generally recognized as safe by the FDA. So all ingredients are already approved by the FDA, and we will be regulated as a food. So we will have a nutrition panel on the back. So no additional need for FDA approval.
Awesome. So thank you for coming on. This has been super amazing. So now we're going to talk a little bit behind your back, and we'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Thanks
you. Again.
Bye,
It was such a pleasure to meet everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. That was really something. Like, I didn't see that coming at all. Lexi, how do you find these people?
So we'll give a special shout out for this contestant. She was in the same demo day batch as Nash, season 1 winner from Undock. They were in the same accelerator cohort together. And that's how I found her.
Cool beans, cool beans. Yeah, I mean, again, just like when we talked last night, like I love to see products that are in market. And so I would say like this is one to watch. I think that it's a brand new delivery method for like it's a new delivery method. I know mints like dissolve at some point. So maybe this is like a blend of gum and a mint. And so it's just going to take time to know whether or not a consumer in real life, as opposed to in survey form, is going to want to actually like use a product.
And subscribe to have their mints in advance.
Yes.
Or their gum in advance. But then if someone is really, I think we have to think of it from the perspective of someone that really has a challenge with bad breath. Yes. And they're constantly thinking about it. So for us, maybe we're like, oh, I ate something, I'm gonna grab some gum from wherever. But if this is a real issue, then maybe they will subscribe and want to make sure they have it, you know, around. I could see this being a very, like a internet, you know, popular thing. It could have some creative ways to market it and get it to go viral, but it's a matter of, can it really scale? Because there's so many products out there.
Yeah, maybe I'm struggling because I'm not the cohort, or at least no one has told me that I'm in the cohort. So Brian has not mentioned that I struggle.
I'll tell you, you're not in the cohort. I've been around you enough.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, the only like feedback I have for the deck is like I would have liked to have seen Ola's pictures a little bigger.
Yeah.
I struggled with the fact that Camille's picture was really big at the top, and then Ola, her COO, was like, boop. So that's my feedback. I feel like team members need to have a similarly sized picture. But anybody else?
Yeah, I guess the IP thing that Dawn picked up on, I think sounds like it's a story that needs just more fleshing out. Like I need to better understand, though there is an exclusivity period, how long is the exclusivity period? If you're not successful, it may not matter. But if you are successful, those kinds of agreements get real hairy, like real fast, right? Because there's real money associated with it. So I'd like to understand those agreements. And then changing consumer behavior is never easy. And this is gum is a very universally set, almost like every culture behavior. That said, if you're really that much better than everyone else in the category, you can change behavior like that. Like if like mine works, theirs is candy, and people start to believe that, it's a wrap. So it's a smart bet if someone is willing to take the bet. Like if you're open to that level of risk this early.
How much money do they really need to get this going? I
mean, selling a product theoretically day one, so
yeah,
probably a lot of rounds until you go for that big growth round, right?
She said it's difficult to make the compound, so maybe that makes it a little bit pricier. So I guess one thing we didn't ask was like the pricing, how much it is per piece. Yeah, and one other thing that I struggle with is like I think about other delivery methods, like that Listerine tongue strip that they came out with for a while. That was kind of all the rage, and people had like heat chains
yeah,
with
that
it
was
on.
a dissolving breath thing.
You remember that?
So that was supposed to be Listerine is bad breath. That was supposed to be that.
Yeah, so I wonder if this will kind of compete and win in this space as compared to them.
So I have two things that I think about a lot with this. One, as I think alluded to earlier, I would love for there to be an opportunity for her team to be able to acquire this IP, not acquire the $10 billion company, but to have this IP under their belt that they can claim as their own forever. That'd make me happy. And second, as we're talking, I'm wondering if maybe gum isn't the right word. I'm wondering if
the whole
it's something
time. I was thinking, this is not gum. It lasts 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe there's, I don't know if the word is mint. I don't know if it means coming up with a new word entirely for the category. But maybe it's just we changed the word. We changed the way we think about this product. Because I used to love those Listerine strips. And I never compared it to gum or a mint. It kind of held its own in my head. And so maybe that's something to think
so it's like you don't use it anymore.
I don't know where to find them anymore, to be honest with you. If I saw them right now,
they're not in
store,
demand.
I'd get them. I don't.
Okay. So they
So, but that's what I would think about. A new name. Candice, you're muted.
They're next to the toothpaste. So if you go next to flossers, they're next to the flossers. So you would never find them there.
Oh.
Well, see, I don't buy toothpaste in store anymore. I converted to Amazon Subscribe and Deliver like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. Interesting insight on consumer behavior changing. So
I love it. Somebody in the comments is like, forgot to brush your teeth? Mouth off.
That's funny though.
I love it.
That's interesting.
All right. You guys ready for the next one? Shall we bring in Lexi?
Well, hold on. Don't forget, like, the voting part, right?
I was supposed to vote.
Or is that Alexia?
I think it's Alexia.
I forgot how this show goes. I'm just going to sit here and not talk.
So.
You can tell I'm the mother hen of the group.
Dawn, you're doing fine. You're doing well, Dawn.
Alright, everybody. So don't forget to vote below in the chat area, and not in the chat, but on the link. And up next we have Oralto.
This is Candice's first show too. Don't worry about it.
Oh wow. Okay. Listerine tab.
I'll have to look that up.
Oralto is an oral microbiome startup. We design therapeutics and probiotics for oral conditions like bad breath, tooth decay, and gum disease. 1 in 4 Americans have bad breath. That's a quarter of the audience listening to this presentation. Visit www.oralto.com. Further, 1 in 2 Americans have gum disease, and 9 out of 10 Americans have at least one cavity. These are staggering numbers. Overall, 95% of Americans suffer from some sort of an oral disease, and it's not their fault. Root cause of all oral diseases is bacteria. Bad breath is caused by the release of volatile sulfur compounds by the detrimental bacteria. Similarly, tooth decay is caused by the release of acids by these bacteria, and gum disease is the infection of the gums. The consumer giants have convinced us to spend over $40 billion a year just to treat the symptoms or mask the effects of these oral diseases through the use of toothpaste, mouthwashes, mints, or gums. There is no real solution to the underlying problem. We are a team of microbiome scientists. We realized we could replace the detrimental bacteria in the mouth with probiotics using these 3 mechanisms. The probiotics could outcompete the detrimental bacteria by depriving them of their resources, or directly suppress the pathogens by production of certain secondary metabolites, or signal the immune system about their presence. Bad breath is a serious issue. People suffering from bad breath have their personal, professional, and social lives severely affected by it. They also suffer from low self-esteem, low self-confidence, and social isolation. Our solution is Oralto, a probiotic chewable tablet with 5 powerful strains of bacteria that use the 3 mechanisms. We suggest our consumers take 1 pill in the morning and 1 pill in the evening after brushing their teeth and not eat or drink anything else for 30 minutes. There are no side effects, and it is manufactured in a FDA-compliant facility. A bottle of Oralto costs $39.97. In our product study, we noticed our participants' bad breath levels dropped significantly in just 2 weeks. As bad breath levels are dropping, the pH levels in the mouth are moving from acidic to neutral. We have a three-pronged go-to-market strategy. The first is dental distributors. We recently signed a distribution agreement with a dental product distributor. He will be releasing our product initially as a pilot in 50 practices and expand to thousands of practices in his network. We launched our direct-to-consumer sales in April of 2019 and sold out our first batch of product. We will subsequently launch in retail pharmacy and grocery chains like CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, etc. With every bottle of Oralta bought through our website, we offer our consumers an option to get their oral microbiome analyzed. We send them a saliva sampling kit and a mailer with a questionnaire. The customers who send them back will get an opportunity to learn more about their oral microbiome and get future discounts. We do a next-generation microbiome sequencing of the saliva samples and feed it to our Oralta AI platform along with the metadata. The Oralta AI platform will serve as an engine for future growth, discovering new therapeutics and refining existing probiotics. We are a strong team of 4 scientists. Patrick and myself, we have over 12 years of experience in the microbiome space, while Jeff and David have over 30 years of experience specifically in the dental microbiology space. We are also backed by a strong team of advisors. Kate is the former Executive Director of Growth and Innovation at Target and is advising us with the retail strategy. Fabian is the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Curology, and he is helping us with the social and digital media marketing. Dr. Anthony Daly is an accomplished dentist and runs the Center for Breath Treatment. He is considered the bad breath guru and is helping us with the dental clinic outreach efforts. We had launched our first product for bad breath in April of 2019. We will be launching our second product for gum disease this August and our third product for cavities this December, right in time for the holiday season, while simultaneously building our Oralta AI platform. We had filed for patents for all 3 products. We are seeking $2.5 million for our seed round. Your funds will help us conduct solid research for our future products and launch strong marketing campaigns of our existing products. Join us in shaping the future of oral care.
Wow, this is
Bad
such
breath is a thing, man.
It's so interesting.
I never knew it was this serious till today.
Man.
This is actually a good lesson for the audience too. When you're an investor, you see multiple people solving the same problem, sometimes different ways. And you've got to try to figure out who's going to win, what approach is right. So this is very interesting. And again,
check out Lexi, just
Lexi crushing it,
trying to teach us these lessons out here on TwitchPitch. This is all her, and we know it.
And we don't know.
It's not me. It's everyone who sends in really great applications. That's really all it is. We just get really, really great apps. That's it.
That's it.
Excellent. Now we were having some AV issues. We're going to see if it works or not. We'll bring in the team and make sure they can hear us.
Hey there, can you hear us?
Hi. Yes, I can.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Good. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
awesome. So I'm actually going to start because I'm excited about this. So, we talk a lot about things that are going on in kind of like the microbiome of the gut. Like we talk about that constantly, but not really a conversation about the microbiome of the mouth. Things sit in your gut for a really long time. How long do things sit in your mouth? Like after you brush your teeth, do you really get rid of everything in your mouth?
No, you only get rid of what's on the surface. I mean, like if you're brushing the teeth, you're only removing the plaque on the teeth. Let's say you're doing mouthwash. What you're doing is you're killing everything on the surface of the mouth. But what happens is they come back. Usually the bad bacteria that's hidden in the crevices of the tongue or inner cheek, they grow faster than the good bacteria. So they come back anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes, because if you look at my presentation, we ask our consumers to not eat or drink anything for 30 minutes after taking our chewable tablet. That's because they need to grow for 30 minutes. So as soon as they're in a dry powder format, as soon as they hit the saliva, what happens is they need to hydrate and they need to make some addition proteins that need to hook on to the tongue or the inner cheek. So we ask for a 30 minutes to an hour window. So usually they grow really, really fast. And that's why you got to keep doing the mouthwashes every day, etc. So it's really quick.
Wow. Wow. Super informational. Who wants to go?
I have a question about, it looks like it's something you have to keep doing too. It's every month you get a subscription, right? Or you buy a bottle every month.
So we sell individual bottles as well, but we also have subscriptions. And the reason, I mean, you know, the thing is, like if you look at our product study, the bad breath levels drop significantly in 2 weeks, and in a month they become negligible. But what happens is individuals, I mean, you got to keep maintaining your good diet, you know, like, and if you, I mean, you stop taking our product, you assume it's already, I mean, you don't have any bad breath anymore and stop taking our product. What happens is, and you continue with your the sodas, you know, high sugar, high fructose sugary drinks and fast foods, it slowly comes back. So that's why one of the customer behavior we see on our website is they stop after a month and then they start coming back in 2 weeks, and a month again they start buying the second one, and then they have the same thing, but then they subscribe for the third time. So like we have a subscription upfront, but people think, okay, I can get rid of my bad breath in a month, and they continue with their bad habits, but then they come back and subscribe.
Makes perfect sense.
So they take this morning and night for indefinitely, or is there a period of time that you suggest, or is it like this lifelong thing you have to do?
No, like I said, I mean, it all depends on you how good care you take of your teeth. So essentially, what it is the bad breath levels drop significantly in 2 weeks, and in a month they become negligible. The reason why we ask morning and evening is, you know, after brushing your teeth, you know, if you take it, you want it to be undisturbed. So the effective thing is mostly like if you take it during the night, right before going to bed, that's when the bacteria have the entire 6 to 8 hours to work while you're sleeping. So basically, you know, they can grow unhindered without any, I mean, you're not drinking coffee, you're not drinking water, so they're just in the mouth doing their work. So they hydrate, they grow, and they, what they do is they actively seek out the bad breath producing bacteria, eliminate them, and recolonize the mouth with good bacteria. And this is something we have consistently observed from our customer feedback as well as our product study participants, is usually in the morning they don't even have the morning breath, and the reason and also the buildup you see on your teeth, that's not there as well, because the thing is, our bacteria, their natural environment is saliva. They don't make a biofilm. Biofilm is the buildup you have on your teeth when you wake up in the morning, and they don't let the bad ones make the biofilm. So essentially, you will wake up, having that clean feeling of your mouth.
Lexi?
So it sounds like there's a lot of education that has to happen here. What are you doing in terms of customer education, in terms of packaging or other delivery mechanisms to make sure that your customers understand how to use it and remain compliant?
So we have this is our package. Like this is our package, and in that you get instructions on how to use that. So basically, we also have a instruction manual that tells them what to do, etc. So there is a little bit of we have some instructions that come with the product. But believe me, people who have bad breath, they have enough motivation to buy our product, because like the previous participant said, nothing else works, because the natural way to do it is to eliminate the bacteria that actually cause the disease. So basically, and recolonize the mouth with good bacteria. We shouldn't be eliminating all bacteria in the mouth, because we've evolved from millions of years with the bacteria. So we have a symbiotic relationship with them. Like for example, in the gut, the bacteria in the gut, they actually, synthesize or they break down certain sugars and proteins that the acids in the stomach cannot. The same thing, there is some symbiotic action with the bacteria in the mouth. So we don't want to get rid of the good ones. We only want to get rid of the bad ones and recolonize the mouth with good bacteria.
Excellent.
And it's the same with the skin, gut, or anything.
We'll bring Lexi back. I think we've got at least one question out here from the audience as well.
Alrighty, so what's the difference between this and kombucha or something like Yakult?
I don't know what Yakult is, but kombucha is a fermented, bacteria, but that'll help your gut. So it's kind of the same, but kombucha is not really targeting anything. So the way we do it is we target individual conditions. So for example, this bacteria, for this formulation, we have 5 species of bacteria, and their sole goal is to target the volatile sulfur producing bacteria or the bad breath producing bacteria, eliminate them and recolonize the mouth with good bacteria. So our bacteria have a specific purpose. And we have a second product that we finished the formulation for. Their specific purpose is to eliminate the gum disease. So essentially, the pathogens for each of these conditions are different. So for bad breath, it's the bacteria that produce volatile sulfur compounds. For the gum disease, it's the bacteria that produces plaque. So you think of it like a war zone, pretty much like the Game of Thrones. The bad ones make alliances and the good ones make alliances. So we have what you have in that bottle is an alliance of good bacteria that actually eliminate the bad ones, the bad breath producing ones. And they all like it's like a constant
Game
war
of
in the mouth.
In your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited about this. Like the Game of Thrones reference is so perfect. That probably makes you an awesome teacher. Like to be able to help folks to better understand like how this works. So I love the reference.
So thank you for coming on. We're going to just give a little feedback here behind your back about how we love the product.
Perfect. The thing is, it's all backed by strong science. We're all PhD scientists, and we do the science in-house, and they're all patented. We file for patents.
I'm always impressed with the PhD. I dropped out of college myself, so it's always good stuff.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Rakeen, this isn't something we like preach to the world. Like, I hear you, but you were coding since you were 8. You didn't just like drop out of school.
If you want to be successful in tech, you have to drop out of school. That's a fact.
Don't say it. Don't say that. Absolutely not.
These companies aren't even tech companies. These are like science.
No, if you want to own a biome company, you've got to get a PhD.
Yeah, you do not drop out.
Nope.
You do not drop out for doing that. Wow. So
there's nothing wrong with having a formalized education.
These are very interesting companies here, both solving the bad breath problem, which is, I know a lot of people, and I don't know anybody whose breath stinks all the time, but I guess it's a real thing. But I know from my experience with Flat Out that it is extremely difficult and expensive to get a product on shelves in pharmacies and retail stores. Like I know CVS charges a shelving cost of like, I think $20,000 a location or something like that, maybe even more. So his goals of having that on shelves, he's far away from that. That's a very difficult thing to do. And you have to buy that shelf space. So that then he would have to figure out a way to really market and sell this product another way, because you have to be a certain status to even get on those shelves. No products aren't on those shelves. Maybe in the as seen on TV aisle or something, but it still has to be as seen on TV. So it's just like, what would even be his go to market for something like that, unless he really just sold it through dentist offices and places that are people specifically are going for hygiene.
I think the interesting difference between this one and the last one is the 2-hour efficacy versus the kind of ongoing over time. I feel like in the 2-hour example, that could be like a spot situation. Like I'm going to an interview, a nightclub, or whatever, and I have this kind of better breath in 2 minutes, right? I should say 2 minutes, not 2 hours. Like that's kind of one thing. And then this is like more of a lifestyle change. As you mentioned multiple times, this is like a lifestyle change. And that's to me, a different product.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are brushing our teeth twice a day. Like, I have a whole routine in the morning. I take my vitamins.
Most people don't.
Teeth. Most people don't. Okay. I'll take that.
I'm being honest with you, it's rare. A lot of people, I even realized, and not that I said their breath stinks, but I was a part of something where people were telling me that people don't brush their teeth every day. Like, it's a thing that people don't brush their teeth every day. So it's just maybe not our network.
Maybe it's not my network.
But I'll say this. 2 things. He has at least seen some sort of product market fit in that he did sell out of his first actual slew of inventory. And he didn't mention this, but I know this just because I know more about the companies than anyone else. He has been approached to have his product be white labeled by, I won't say who, but I'll say major drugstore, corner store companies. And in terms of the market, like, I don't know about everyone else, but like at a super young age, I started using like almost like clinical toothpaste. I use what is it called? Dr. Katz. They've changed the name like 5 times, but it's like a $20 toothpaste. It's like clinical grade, and I could totally see myself adding something like this just into my routine, because why not? If this is going to make me have better overall mouth health, I would do it 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the person with the toothbrush that's also a water pick, and I've got my Crest 2-step toothpaste where it's 1 minute with one and 1 minute with the other. So yeah, I'm more interested because I mean, I like to take a probiotic and my vitamin and some other stuff, and I think there are some folks that are super into it. And it's not, I just don't think it is a big market, but I don't see, I don't know if this is a venture backable company. I don't know. I have to think about it. But maybe it is. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
I know that folks in the comments are saying, I just went to brush my teeth again after watching these.
Yeah. Made me feel like I was kind of dirty from these two. Then I'm like, did my breath stink and people don't say anything? Because they need to have a breath. They need to come out with a breath of fresh detector. You know, we didn't ask him about, and I meant to ask him about this. He said that he mails them a free kit. That threw me off because that's expensive. You're mailing people a free kit?
Yeah, he said there's a halometer, so it detects halitosis. The halometer. I don't know what that is.
Well, I want that. Then that's what I want. Then I could just halometer. Okay, I'm good. That's what we really need.
And then go brush your teeth again.
Yeah, go brush your teeth.
Oh God.
I don't know. I'm not sold.
That's the moral of the story.
Neither one of these companies. They both remind me of the Snuggie. It sounds real dumb, but it could go big.
That's true. That's true.
I don't want to say dumb, not like that, but you know, gimmick or interesting, but then it could blow up.
And then how do you know? How do you know what's going to blow up? That's the question.
Exactly. You never know. It's like the Snuggie. So if people will buy blankets with arms, they'll buy anything.
I mean, that's like a bit of a stretch. A blanket with arm versus, you know, patent-driven tech that's solving what is for a lot of people a real problem. What are they? So 25% of the population. Yes, I don't know if I would put those in the same category. It's not, you know, Maslowian like first level hierarchy of needs.
You're right.
But I think that's an apple and an orange.
I think the Snooki presentation said something like 92% of Americans are really cold and their blanket doesn't cover their whole body. Like everything can be scientific. I'm just saying.
I love guest judges. I love guest judges. I vote for more guest judges.
Yeah, I want to say this. My views do not express Lightship Capital. They are my own. They are my own opinions and views. I do not represent Lightship Capital. I am a guest judge. I said, this is like the Snuggie for your mouth.
Oh my God.
Policy, right?
Yeah, Dawn,
Yes.
and I'll say you made a really good point about shelf space and just kind of being realistic about how you expand. I think at some point in his presentation, he talked about the go-to-market strategy, and he discussed a little bit more about selling out within a certain dentistry practice and being able to kind of scale out to a larger chain with like 9,000 locations. I think that he's piloting now, and hopefully he's able to scale out to that many. But for us, we typically wait a little bit further until a company's a little bit further along. So I think we got 2 early companies tonight, but good ones to track.
Yes, definitely.
All right, why don't we bring in Alexia to take us out?
Hey everyone, so we're coming to the end of another fantastic episode. A huge thank you to the guest judge, Dawn Dickson. You've been fantastic. Thank you so much. And to our judges and to the companies. The Twitter poll is now live for both episode 1 and 2, so go vote for your favorite company. And as a reminder, for episode 1, for the Twitter poll, I'll give you guys a quick little intro to both companies. So Allergy Amulet was a rapid, portable, point-of-consumption food allergen and ingredient detection device that connects to a disposable test strip. And RX Interactive used gamification technology to make patient education engaging. Gamification is built upon 10 primary game mechanics and proven to motivate and engage users. The solutions will be modified and optimized based on the disease, medication, and average demographic of patient. And unlike the status quo where patients are addressed using pamphlets at doctors' offices, RX will offer an engaging experience so that the patients are motivated to take their medicine, understand how to take it, know the side effects, when to call a doctor, and how to manage their disease. So go vote for your favorite companies, and think of it this way. If I were a venture capitalist, who would I truly bet my money on? This episode of TwitchPitch is sponsored by Republic. Republic allows anyone to invest in embedded private startups. They launched it to level the playing field for entrepreneurs and investors. Republic has garnered a reputation as industry leader in the regulated crowdfunding space. It continues to innovate and push forward toward our mission to democratize startup fundraising and investing. Stay tuned for our next episode on Tuesday at 7 p.m. and we will have I believe we'll have another special guest. Correct?
Oh, can we talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Guest judge next Tuesday night is our good friend Hannibal Burris. Ah!
Nice.
Getting fancy around here.
Getting fancy, y'all. Getting fancy with these guest judges. This is going to be great.
Dawn has set the bar very high, so we'll see. We got to bring it.
Right. They got to follow me now.
I love it.
Well, thanks, everyone, for joining. We're going to go behind the scenes again and come here next, Tuesday, to watch us here on Twitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we got some Dawn the Goat comments out here, Dawn.
I didn't mean to say dumb.
So FYI, we're behind the scenes, but we're still live, and it's good to just have these conversations. It's okay. We're just
like my gut instinct, like, I'm a regular person. Like, I'm looking at it from just me walking down the aisle or me seeing a commercial, and I'll be like, that's dumb. Like, that's my personal opinion and view. Not a dumb business.
Absolutely.
Not a dumb business. Obviously, a lot of thought's been put into it because I will speak from experience. Somebody definitely looked at Flat Out and PopCom and said it was dumb to them. You know what I mean? So that's also perspective for everybody. Like, you're never going to get everybody to love what you're doing or understand what you're doing. Some people are just going to completely write you off immediately. And this is a good experience for the entrepreneurs pitching because they're getting a balance, Lexi was so nice and she knew everything, the facts, she studied it, she knew the science. And I'm like, oh, it's dumb. And then Candice is like, oh, this is great. You know, you're going to get so many different opinions, but always keep going no matter what. That's it. Never give up. Because it doesn't matter what we say or what we think. You know, we're a few people, but maybe because I think I don't have bad breath. You know? So
we're going to get you a halometer or whatever it's called.
Exactly. But obviously it's a big deal. But then it makes me feel like, if it's that big, why aren't these big CPGs solving it? Like, why isn't it solved? Something is there. Something's missing. Like, why? Maybe they tried to solve it, like Listerine Strips, and then market adoption. So it's something to really dig deep into. And I always say that, like, if this is the obvious problem and such a big thing, why is no one else dominating the solution?
Yeah, I'll say.
I have a conspiracy theory about that.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna agree. So I'm gonna let you go, Lexi. You say it.
My conspiracy theory is that no one's financially incentivized to solve the problem when there's more money at stake to mask the problem. So if I can make more money by selling you, I don't want to throw anyone at P&G under the bus, by selling you certain mouthwashes, or I am by selling you a mouthwash or gum or mints, right? That me masking the problem for you, that's more revenue in my pocket versus me actually taking the time to solve it.
Yeah, I think maybe possibly like Oralto tonight, like that might be the actual solve, is dealing with the actual bacteria. You don't really hear anyone saying that. Like Listerine will rinse it away temporarily, and brushing it will, you know, make some change. But like making a shift in the actual microbiome of the mouth, no one's using that language at all. And that's how we're solving issues like, you know, people having like celiac disease and, you know, other issues with the gut. Like they're readjusting the microbiome. So maybe the fix is what they're saying at Oralto.
Yeah. I feel like I have nothing to add. It's just like, I want to see what they do. I want to see just how fast. I wouldn't be surprised if these companies actually literally go to be multi-billion-dollar companies or not. Like either one could be possible, right? Like if it picks up, everyone will do it. And if it doesn't, then it won't. But I feel like there's not much in between, you know?
That was super profound, Brekeen. If it does good, it will. And if it doesn't, it won't.
It won't be a $10 million company. They'll do $100 million in revenue plus, or they won't. Or it just won't.
Oh, I could actually see it being a nice lifestyle brand. I could see that.
Yeah.
With like a cult following, but staying very. I could see it being a nice 10 to 20 million flatline.
I'll tell you exactly what happens at 10. They get to 10, and they're like, okay, we got to go for it. We got to take out a whole bunch of red share. We're going to get right. And they try to take it to 100, and they end up at 6.
Oh.
Yeah. It's quite possible.
Yeah. That's some Hims level problems and Row level problems.
The Him shade.
It's true. It's true. I mean, listen, I love Zachariah from Row, but that's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. They really should have stayed. I won't say the number, but they really should have stayed at a certain level and not taken any more venture money, because now they're trying to explode and become this global brand, and it's not working because they aren't actually providing the real solutions to the problems that they claim to be fixing.
Exactly correct. Exactly.
Well, you know, we can all keep being honest because, I mean, American Idol's been on this long, or America's Got Talent. I'm trying to figure out which one of us is like the Simon Cowell, and if people will continue to come on after we like really talk smack about them. Nervous.
I wanted to be Simon when we started, but a lot of businesses are too good at Lexi Picks. That's part of the problem. We're having a show for dogs where it's just like bad pitches. So might happen.
Yeah, Lexi's talking about doing like pitch rescue because we've gotten some rough ones.
I can only imagine.
Come through for that one, though. There's some rough.
I can't take it. I actually was thinking, saying like, oh my gosh, I've sat through some bad things in my life, but they were good pitches. The first girl was it felt like I was watching an infomercial. I am not playing. Her voice and everything.
Her face. She was like, you could see, but you could smell the bad breath.
It was like, I couldn't believe that it was not that it was a pitch. It just was like a commercial. So it was good.
Yeah, she's a strong pitcher for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, guys. It's day night for the Brett Keens, so we're gonna cut this thing out early.
You know, because I got my hair and makeup done.
Wow.
She's all done up. Might as well go out and get a little dinner. You know?
Wow. Thanks for telling us that.
I know. Now I feel really awkward. This
I think
is
day
very
night's a
weird.
cold word for
Okay.
something else because she started.
It's not.
She started blushing.
Yeah, I'm getting that
Day
feeling
night.
too. I'm getting that. Dawn, we're here.
Day
We're here. This
night.
is weird. That's my cue to go.
You could have said,
That's
Braxton,
it.
you could have said we're gonna go have dinner.
Yes.
You could have said that.
Dinner.
You people so much. When we put this on YouTube, we're cutting the last 5 minutes. To it.
I bet.
See, that's where Dawn's mind is. It's innocent. Dinner.
I've been watching too much Billions.
Wow.
I love that show.
And they take date night to a whole other level on that show.
They do. They do.
Anyway. All right, guys. Well, good night. Thanks so
Bye,
much.
everybody.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Bye-bye.